Okay, so this is the Harbor Freight 14-inch chainsaw by Portland, and we did a quick little review on the chainsaw a little while back when we were using it for a secondary chainsaw. It's still being used as a secondary chainsaw, and so far no problems. The biggest problem has been obviously the oil leak, which I think I mentioned in the previous video. And as far as cutting power, it's not going to be as powerful as a battery-powered saw or a gas-powered saw from my personal experience. And today we ran into a new issue, which was doing a bore cut into a pine log. And the pine log has been cut, has been laying on the ground for approximately 1.5 to 2 years, and the chain got bound up. And we started getting an electrical whine when using the chainsaw. The fix, hopefully, is to have taken off the guard, and we're going to go ahead and clean this out, get all the gunk cleaned out, put the guide bar back on and the chain back on, and see if that fixes it. Otherwise, there would be some binding inside the clutch, which wouldn't be good, and that could cause overheating of the motor, and obviously for a $40 chainsaw, you can't really expect that much. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up and see if that remedies the problem. Stand by. Okay, so we went ahead and cleaned up everything. Just real quickly, we didn't do a detailed clean, but we're going to go ahead and test the motor and see if the clutch here spins. I don't know if you can see that around my arm. Let me see if I can reposition here. Let's see. Alright, we got some spinning here. There's no whine, so that means that the clutch is good. So we're going to go ahead and clean the blade, I keep wanting to say blade. We're going to clean the bar out using a small screwdriver. We're going to run it down the grooves and get all the gunk and stuff out of there, all the sawdust, and we're going to reinstall the chain and see if that works. Now, while we're talking about cleaning gunk out and the chain, the tensioner on this particular electric chainsaw is up here on the front. I don't know if you can see that, but there's your little tensioning screw, and that gets buried underneath a ton of sawdust, and wet, oily sawdust at that. So we went ahead and cleaned that out as well. I don't particularly care for this front-mounted tensioner, and I don't particularly care that it's an Allen wrench. That makes it a pain in the butt, because then you have to go find an Allen wrench. And this particular saw did not come with one already. So just something to be aware of. I guess it goes back with that you get what you pay for motto. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. And to do that, take the chain off, kind of do a visual inspection. Everything still spins freely. So now what we're going to do is take our cleaning tool and scrape out all that gunk that builds up in there. We're going to clean out the oiling ports, get those clear, and again do the other side of the bar. You can see all that stuff coming right out. All that will deplete performance, cause you to use more oil. So once that's cleaned out, go ahead and reinstall the chain and put the bar back on the saw, and then we'll give it a test and see if it decides to spin. Alright, stand by. Okay, so we went ahead and reinstalled the chain, got the bar back on, and all looks good. We tested it out. Chain spins. And so we solved our problem. The only thing I can think of is maybe it was a thermal overload and it shut everything down, but about 30 minutes had passed between attempts to get the chain to spin, so I don't think it was that, or at least it wasn't 100% that. I think just what had happened was that the chain got bound up with too much gunk on the inside for some reason, and taking all this off and reinstalling everything, giving it a good clean, got us back up in working order. So this is probably something that would apply to all of these types of electric chainsaws, and not just this Portland from Harbor Freight. So don't throw it away. See if you can work on it, because obviously if it's dead, what harm can it do? You might actually learn something. So with that said, I hope you did learn something with this video, and I'll see you on the next one.